Winters 524. Good to see you. Multi-trillionaire. What's happening? Available. Melody. Susan B. Dot. Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining it. Glad here. Glad to be hanging with you another night. Hey, Twyla. Good to see you. Doing well. Thank you for asking. Multi-trillionaire. Doing well. Today is officially 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks out of surgeries, 2 weeks post-op. And what's up, Deacon Turtle? And I'm happy to announce I have no pain, discomfort. So the healing process has been fantastic. Hey, Cheryl. So it's been fantastic. 2 weeks out, pain, no discomfort. Took like one leave today, just kind of out of formality, but I haven't taken anything else. But everything has been great. So that's been good. So the biggest challenge for me right now is going through this process of remembering that I'm healing, right? Because I feel back to normal. I feel like myself. However, on the inside, there's a process of healing only 2 weeks old. So this is the perfect time for me to mess something up on the inside if I don't take time and really pay attention to the fact that healing process is really this is early in the stages. So that's the mental part of this, getting locked in and just slowing down, right? Intentionally being slow, difficult for me because I like to go, I like to move fast, I like to at a rapid speed, whether I'm doing something or again, I'm go. And so my tendency is to do things quickly, even like in terms of reflexes and whatnot. So slowing down my mindset and my actions has been ranked pretty high with me these last few weeks. I think I've been doing a good job. Well, I would say a good job. There's no pain, right? And that's that important Cater, when we can look at our lives and know that we're in a particular phase or particular space, knowing how we're operating, we can check in based upon the feedback that we get back from that time, right? So we get to kind of check in on ourselves, and that's why being aware is so important, because we get to do that. Tonight I wanted to talk a little bit more about confidence. We've been going through this whole entire month on confidence, and really just getting our mindset wrapped around it, because it's setting foundation for the, and we're going to move forward through this year in different ways, grow and develop and take action and see our lives change. And really needed to address this matter of confidence. And oftentimes we can kind of say that we want it, but we don't strategize how to have it. And so this month we've been talking about confidence, and as we're bringing to a close with a few days left, we're going to hard, and then we're going to transition next month big time into relationships. We're talking about relationships, talking about love, and so that's an exciting topic for me. I enjoy it. It's my favorite topic, I believe, one of my favorite topics, and so we will be addressing that a lot next month and going from there. But tonight, I just wanted to talk about the fact that confidence is going to cost you something. Having confidence comes with a price tag, and whether or not you're going to have confidence really comes down whether or not you are really ready to pay that price tag. See, in order to have confidence, what we know is that confidence really speaks to trust. You having trust in a particular area. If you're going to have trust in a particular area, then you are to have to have to put forth some habit and practice that particular area so that trust can be built up. And so when we look at our sometimes we can look at relationships, we can really see the trust, confidence works on both sides of the sword. What's up, Jim Bean? So we look at confidence, and we can have confidence towards the negative, and many people do, right? We be so convinced of the negative aspects of our lives and components of our beings and our negative actions and our negative outcomes. We become so convinced of the negative that we have confidence for the negative. We are confident that things are going to go wrong. We are confident that the relationship is not going to work. We are confident that we're going to have a baby. Confidence. Why? Because we rehearse that. How do we have confidence for it? Because faith comes by hearing, and so we rehearse this negative outcome over and over again, and then sure enough, what we said was going to happen and we're looking for ends up happening. Of course, we had confidence for it. So that's one side of the sword, but the other side of the sword is we can shift that confidence in a totally different direction, where we have a different kind of expectation. The problem is oftentimes we don't have enough practice built up in that particular way. So when we can't speak confidently about it, because we haven't practiced, we haven't counted the cost and decided that we're going to pay the price of having confidence that is directed that way. Hey, but we're having this conversation now so that we are no longer simply accept life, and we're now directing life. We are now directing our actions. See, in order to have confidence that we desire to have, not that just happens, right? By virtue of, oh, we haven't had any discipline. Now we're confident for being undisciplined, but now we're going to say, this is what I desire. And so in order to build a house, one must first count the cost. If you're going to build something, you must first count the cost. No one to build something and then in the middle of it they say, oh, we don't have enough to finish the project. We don't have enough to fit the deal. See, I started off, but before I said I didn't really count the cost. I didn't know it was going to require all this. This is one of the major reasons, and we'll talk about this again next month, why so many relationships fail. Because people they get caught in a moment and it's exciting and it's fantastic, got all these emotions and feelings and the state of euphoria, and that's great, and it's temporary. Think, oh, because I feel real nice and high right now, let's go ahead with this relationship, but they haven't counted the cost. There is a cost associated with whatever you want to confidence meaning trust, having trust in that particular area. If you want to have a confidant, someone that you can confide in, well, there needs to be trust, and there's a cost that someone needs to pay in order for it to be built. And if you're having a relationship with someone else, there need two people paying. But we're for a moment just about having confidence in yourself. Confidence that you will do what you said you were going to do. Confidence that you can execute on a new level. Confidence that you can transform your life if you would renew your mind. Having confidence for that, but willing to pay the price of a renewed mind. Are you willing to do what it takes to renew mind? That's going to cost you something. That doesn't happen easily. Changing any system is not something that just happens haphazardly. Right? If you want a different result, and you have to go in and you have to change the thought process. Well, now I have to change the process. I need to restructure this thing. That's going to cost me something. I need to do something that's going to require energy. It's going to require effort. I'm probably going to have to go learn something new. It costs me something. I need to get away from some people that I've been around because their mentality is not my mentality. It's not the mentality for where I'm going. And so when you're thinking about all this, like, man, it's going to cost. It might cost me some friendships. It might cost me some soul time. It might cost me some invitations to get to go to events. People, look. One of the things ladies that when I used to work with them at the gym and they would, I lose 100 pounds. They'd come. I would tell them often, you're only going to lose some. Plain and simple. Probably going to lose some friends. Why? Because you're willing to price that they're not willing to pay. And so as you pay price, as you show up and as you exercise and as you discipline life, and they're not willing to do that, your excellence is going to now expose their mediocrity. And they're not going to get it. They know they could be more disciplined. They know that they could be excellent. You don't have to say anything. Your life is now shining at another level. And guess what? Guess what? Let's keep this in mind. About this last night, living in darkness, and how the plan of hell is to have you live in darkness, to have me live in darkness. That is plan. That is the G. That is hell itself. This is just live in darkness. Here it is. We're in this darkness. And then someone decides, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm transforming my life. I'm not only going to live, but I'm going to live more abundantly. And so now, we talked about it last night. You have a little of a spark in your life, and you start to cradle that spark in your hand. You start to breathe on it and inspire that spark, and that spark becomes a flame, and now the light is getting bright. Well, if you ever sat in a room and someone flicked on the light, typically, oftentimes, there will be a reaction from those that are in the darkness. They will say something like, ow, turn light just too bright. You're hurting my eyes. Your brilliance actually will hurt someone else's perspective because they're used to being in the dark. They're so accustomed to being in the dark. Your brilliance, your light, now when you begin to shine is blinding to them. It hurts to recognize that you paying the price for your brilliance to be turned up, and they're content being in the dark. And so what do they say? Oh, turn off the lights, turn off the lights. In other words, I need you to not be shining that around me. See, you'll start here when you start to turn your brilliance, when you're paying the price of confidence to be confident in a particular area, people will begin to talk. Some will celebrate your brilliance. Some will look at and they will cheer for you. You'll be able to hear clearly sounds how people respond to your brilliance, because others will say it's too bright. You need to turn that down. Turn that down. I don't want all that around me. Too much light for me. You got to turn it down. So you wanted to train your hearing to know how are people responding to my brilliance. As I discipline my life, as I turn up my life, as I move my life from a low level to a higher level, as I illuminate my illumination, as it grows, how are people responding to me? Because that is going to let me know we need to be. Because people want you to turn down. In other words, they're saying, hey, listen, I see that you're putting in this effort to be brilliant, but I liked you the way that used to be. You were so much more fun when you go out and we would just eat, and then now you're just disciplined. You were so much more fun then. Meanwhile, you're dying. Meanwhile, you have blood pressure. Meanwhile, you are struggling in this relationship that you don't want to be in, just managing miserable, right? But other people, they're good. They're good with it in that space. Why? Because broke people are okay hanging out with people. They're like, hey, we can just be here broke together. We can be brokenhearted together, be broke financially together, we can be broke socially together, broke relationally. Just hang out and complain about why there are no good men out there, why there are no good women out there, and let's complain that there are no good jobs, and let's just complain. Let's just complain. Be very careful. You decide you're going to the next level in your life. Be very careful about the environment that you put your brilliance in, because some people, unfortunately, at times can even be family members. Some people are okay. They're even better when you are down. They're better when brilliance is off. Because when your brilliance off and you're lit dark with them, it does not It does not. It does not expose the fact that they're missing out on life. Listen, here's the other side. They just don't. They don't want it. They again, to count the cost. There's a cost associated with growth. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's going to it does something to you. It breaks you. Oftentimes talk about how love is not as gentle as we make it out to be. Where we love and it's just like, oh, love, oh, is it all soft? No, love is demanding. Love says no. I need choice. Love doesn't just stand between two decisions and just says, hey, whatever, just go do whatever you want. It's fine. No, love doesn't. Love is not confused. Love is a standard. And because love is a standard, it has within it rules and obligations of this standard. It says, no, here's standard. Love protects. Okay. Okay. All right. Love protects. Love. We're not going to keep record of the wrongs. Okay. All right. So love is self-seeking. When you start really getting into it, you're like, wow. Okay. You're pretty bossy. All right. Pretty bossy. You're asking for a lot. When you start to love yourself so much so that you decide that I'm going to pay this price to become everything that I am capable of being. I'm going to love myself, those that I'm called to serve so much that I'm going to become everything that I'm capable of. I'm going to love myself so that I can align with the people that are on a path, that are going for it, that are accomplishing something, that we're doing things. They're making things happen in life. They're creating things. They're having experience. They're living more abundantly. I'm not talking about having just, some grand calling. I'm talking living more abundantly. Think about it. Like they're living. Sometimes we're not even doing that. Sometimes we're dying. And then there's living more abundantly. Come on now. Think about wherever you are in life right now. And then say, what is that thing? What is one thing? If one thing happened in your life, if one thing happened in your life to take it higher, that one, the thing that you think about, the thing that you right now think, if I had this, I'm living, but this would take me to another level. What is that? Are you willing to pay the price for that? Are you willing to pay the price for that relationship? Are you willing to price for that bank account figure? Are you willing to pay the price for that office, that position? Are you willing to pay the price for that amount of quality time with your spouse or your loved one or somebody you care about? Are you willing to pay the price for that experience at dinner? Are you willing to pay the price to go that place in the world, travel there? Are you willing to pay the price? Because it's not the price. It's the process. It's process that strengthens you. When you get to the you get to the register and you get ready to pay. Well, you're there now. And that's the matter of all right. Transaction happens. Transact. But it was the process of going through the aisles and shopping and deciding. The process made the experience. Just look for one price. Ask yourself, am I willing to pay daily price? English, taking care of my terminal mom right now, and no matter of nonsense matters. Life is short. Life is just too short. I totally agree. I was honest. Going into the surgery, I was nervous. I was like, oh, please, God, please let me wake up. But those couple of weeks lead up to to the surgery was I came to the realization that the clock's ticking down. As an athlete, I understood that. That's how I talk to myself the clock is ticking down, and I don't know when double zeros is going to hit. I don't know when the game is going to be over. I can wait no more time. I don't have time. I don't have to try to convince people. Nope, not that anymore. I used to try to beg people to help. Nope, doing that anymore. I don't have time. I'm convinced somebody in this world needs me. I just gotta find them. The more somebody in this world that I find that me, I can serve them. I'm not trying to convince people. I used to talk to the same people. Oh, I can help. I can help you. Oh, no, I can help you. Years of my life trying to help people that didn't want to be helped. Nope, not doing that. Here you are, you're in the kitchen, you're cooking all types of fantastic meals, and you're trying to serve people that aren't even hungry. And you feel like there's something wrong with you. I feel so wasted. I feel so wasted. What I have important. It's not that. It's not that you're not important. It's that you're not hungry and you were trying to serve the wrong people. Stop trying to serve people that aren't hungry. Plain and simple. Don't even worry about it. And you might love their face. You might look at them and you that's my family and that's my this and that's my that, and I love them much. But they're not hungry. And you're trying to serve. Just they don't. It's a tough mess. They don't want you. They don't want your gift. It's not so much you gift. They don't need it. So we have to discover, no longer conceal. To search through all the noise to find who's looking for what you have to get. And that's the process. That's the payment. You're seeking out a place to serve. Make an impact, touch a life, make a difference in the world, live more abundantly. Now, how do you enjoy the process? Celebrate along the way, right? Even though it might seem like you're just doing mundane activities, get into the habit of celebrating what done. Because what you've done, and we talk about it often, what you've done is you've planted a seed in your life. And we know small seeds produce big trees. Big trees come from small seeds. Out of the seed, there is an orchard. But if you don't take care of today's action, guess what? You'll never ever see an orchard because the seed won't ever grow. You never planted it. You just held it. You just thought it was fantastic. You're like, look at this seed. Do you know what this could be? If I planted this in the ground, this apple could produce a whole apple orchard. And you know what we do with that apple orchard? We have apple, and we can have apple sauce, and we can make apple pie, and all this stuff is right here in this little seed. And I'm just gonna hold. I'm gonna put it in my pocket, and I'm gonna walk around with it all day long, and I'm gonna show the people all these possibilities, and it's never grow. Never. It will never go. It will just possible. If you wake up with possibilities, you go to sleep with possibilities. Do you know what that means? That means you did nothing. Possibilities are to be exalted. We're not supposed to hang on possibilities. We are supposed to exhaust possibilities. We are supposed to see that something is possible, and we do it, and then prove that it is possible. It's no longer possible once you do it. It's done. See the shift? Action takes a possibility, and it makes it done. Not just dreamers, do. And when you take action, you do something, you take a small step and you say, oh, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's another step. So tell yourself, good job. out loud. Give yourself a high five. Do you know how many times I pat myself, my own self on the butt? I pat myself on the butt often. Why? Because I just want myself that I'm doing a good job. Hey, ball, as an athlete, you high five, slap somebody on the butt. Good job. Good game. Whatever. You have a spouse, you're in a relationship, give him a kiss, then slap on the butt and be like, that was a good kiss. Good job. Whatever. Don't do it at work. Could get fired for sexual harassment. But my point is, get into the habit of celebrating when you take action. And it might seem like, oh, this is too much. Why am I going to celebrate? Because you're changing your entire life. You're changing your entire life. You don't understand. You have to break down a system. I say, see, it's me, Erica, right? So I watch her all the time and on Snapchat. And she goes into house, she's remodeling, and she's pulling pipes, and she's running wires and doing all this stuff, right? It's dirty. It's a great show on Snapchat. But the point I'm making is, when we go through this process of restructuring the way that something operates, because you know in the end how it's going to be, because you saw it as a vision, and now you're going to process. Celebrate the process. You new piping and it ends the right way, and going through, and you build something through, and you move something out of the way, and you got rid of old baggage. Guess what? It's worth celebrating, because you're making space for what's possible, because you believe that possible is going to be done. We've now moved away from that's impossible to that's possible to done. So that's major. To shift your life from impossible to done, that's the process. You paid a price. That's major. And guess what? Once you do it, you now have a new seed of possibility plant into your life. That's what done does. When you plant that seed and it grows into a tree, produces exponentially more fruit. Inside of that fruit, more seeds, exponentially more. If you ever get a chance to go to an apple orchard and you look at just any one tree, remember that one tree came one seed, and look at all the apples on it, and think about how many apples there are. And you have a picture of the possibilities of your life when you move from impossible to possible to done. That's the price you pay for confidence. You want to be confident? You take impossible and you're taking action. And now it's to become possible. And you keep going until it's done. You don't stop. Right? You don't get to stop the house because you put up half of the house. You don't stop there. You pay the full price. Pay the full price to house done. Pay the full price to get the house done. It'll change everything. Right? You don't play half the song. No, play the song. You don't sing the note. Come on now. You whatever it is in your life, do me a favor. Think about it for a second. Yourself. Matter of fact, let's do this. Put it in the chat. In the chat. I am not going to do half. And then whatever it is in your life. I'm not going to write half the book. I'm not going to have half the marriage that I could have. I'm not going to be the parent that I could be. I refuse to half. Be your whole in whatever endeavor you're choosing. Be your whole self. Go from impossible to possible to done. Be yourself. And celebrate yourself along the way. So that's my encouragement for you tonight, and a little bit of a challenge. I am not going to show up as half myself. Morgan L said it. Convinced. See, I'm not to be half of my business. That's right. I'm not going to cheat myself of a full life. That's right. So when you become convinced, like, wait, this is good. This is good for me. I get to be all of myself. Just imagine what you look like. You've been operating all this time. You haven't even been your full self yet. You've been getting by. You haven't even having your full self. You haven't sung your song. You haven't given your best kiss. You haven't given your best hug. You haven't done the best thing yet. Look out, world, come. I am not going to be my weight loss journey. You're going all the way in. It is possible. We go from it possible, it is done. It is finished. Oh my goodness, here, check this out. On the side of, I refuse to be half myself. Tired of being smaller than this. Absolutely. I need to be the best person to me first. You absolutely talked about it. We touched on it like just a second. I'll mention it down. But that thought just came to my mind. You go from it possible to it is done and it is finished. And you know what happens on the other side of it is finished. That's get to tell yourself, well done. I am not going to kneecap myself on anything. That's right. Well done, good, faithful, well, good and faithful, meaning I carry this thing all the way through. Servant, meaning I took something that was in me, I delivered it to the world. Well done, good and faithful servant. It is finished. I love it. You got great. This is fantastic. And I'm glad that you are just as convinced. Don't be half yourself. Those days are over. Looking for a cup now. There's a lot of you to deliver. So let me do what I do. Let me pray and let it down. Father, thank you for this day, another opportunity to be together in the midst of the wonderful vessels of life. These vessels value. Thank you for the blessing of their lives. Thank you for the blessing of their purpose. Thank you that half is no longer the option that we are choosing. Thank you in advance for them being filled to capacity and living a life full of their capacity, that they become fully who they're capable of being. They move from impossible to possible to done, that they get job done, that they see it all the way through, that they pay the price. I pray in advance, thank you in advance for it happening for them. And I thank you in advance for the reward of them doing it. I pray in advance and thank you in advance for the blessings that are going to happen eventually, and in their relationships, and in their homes, and their health, and in their and just every aspect of their. I pray that the seeds that are being filled up and being tapped into right now are the very seeds spread out throughout their lives as an orchard, and that this produces good fruit in its season. So I pray for them to prepare even now, whatever season they may be in. I pray for them to be prepared for their harvest season. That season when these actions that they've been going into their life start producing not only one piece of fruit or two pieces of fruit, but fruit more abundantly. There would not even be room enough, that they would be calling other people in and asking for help, saying, listen, it's so much going on in my life. I need some help. I pray for that kind of overflow. I pray that it happens for them. I pray that the struggles that have been will be no more. I pray that you would open up brand new pathways for them, and that they would see it, and that they would run, that they would run aggressively through their doors of opportunity in whatever area of life that is presented. New health regimens, relationship opportunities, businesses, jobs. I pray that they run, strengthen them so that they can run and run fast, that they can get it done. I pray that they get it done in an accelerated time too. That you would redeem the time in their life, that you would give them creative insights for how to get things done. Bright people into their lives that would even show them shortcuts to get on where they have been struggling. I pray that you would break that open with help, that you would bring someone to help them accelerate their lives. And we in advance for hearing these prayers. I pray blessings upon each as we go our separate ways. And as we align with your will, I pray that you express. In His name. Amen. All right. I like it. Tamiko says, I'm not going to cheat myself. I bless life. That's right. I like it. I like it. This is what I'm talking about. So I appreciate you guys hanging in. Thanks for staying around. Let me pray for you. That's always a highlight in this time. Enjoy doing that and being able to just speak words of life. So just saw you were praying, thought I'd join in. I appreciate you joining, Derek. Yeah, I do definitely appreciate that, and I think that is important that we that time. I don't simply want to just be up here just talking like, oh, this all just came out of my mind. I think when you don't acknowledge the source, you put yourself in a dangerous situation. I'm not trying to do that. So if we have this time, I believe that I always want to just acknowledge my faith to say, hey, let's close out with prayer. So yeah, more horse videos. Yeah, that'll be happening. Especially going to this next month. I've been kind of really being careful around the horses. I can't handle them right now because one big pull, and I'm back in the operating room, so I'm trying to do that. But yeah, there'll definitely be more horse videos coming, and there's going to be you'll see different aspects of me as we especially as we dive into relationships and start going deeper into that area and looking at some different aspects. I'll be sharing different in my life. You'll see me as a massage therapist. You'll see parts of me from the horsemanship side, the business side. I like to share relationships from lots of different avenues. So, but yeah, you'll definitely see more. There'll be more horse videos coming. So I appreciate you. Thanks for help. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be careful because I want to heal. Healings has been good, and I'm excited about it, and I'll continue. So I don't want to do anything on it, and so I'm being careful. But you all have a fantastic evening. I'm B.A. Shepherd, Peas, A.R., reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Have a fantastic night. Love you. See you.